Today's topic will be mantra meditation. So we will be discussing how we develop our consciousness, how we purify our consciousness, purify our mind, body and soul by chanting the mantras. And I will share some techniques today. But before we start, let's revise ourselves from our last week. So after the session, while we discuss and ask the audience, they come up with two words, Jiva Bhuta, and what's the second word? Brahma. So what is Jiva Bhuta? What's the difference between Jiva Bhuta and Brahma Bhuta? Does anyone remember?
Jiva Bhuta means he thinks body is temporary and soul is permanent.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's conditioned. There are so many conditions, and conditioned soul are called Jiva Bhuta. And what is Brahma Bhuta?
Those who know that they are soul and self-realized.
Self-realized. Self-realized are Brahma Bhuta. So we discussed in our last session, our whole purpose of human life is to go from our conditioned stage of life to the self-realization of the perfection, to the eternal truth, to know the truth of the divinity fully. So we discussed to come from this position to this position, we need to chant in the first place, the easiest meditation, easiest yoga we can do in this Kali Yuga. So there are different mantras of which we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We'll discuss more on this. So it's almost been 2 months. Everyone may be thinking like, I come for Gita sessions to apply practically in my life, but we haven't touched any Gita, we haven't read from Gita. So last week also, few devotees asked when we will start from Gita. So this week we will start touching on some Gita verses. So Gita verses we will discuss, and today is Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, verse 25. Does anyone have Gita book? So anyone who doesn't have Gita book, everyone has mobile phone these days, so you can search the same thing. On vedabase.io you will find the verse translation and the purport. So just let me know when you get to there. Everyone find the verse?
Yeah.
So can anyone knows how to recite the verses of Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, who knows can start to recite. Like how we recite the verses in the class is there will be 4 lines on every verses. So each line one will recite first and everyone will follow later. So the Apiksha Mataji will recite first and we will all follow in the behind her.
Maharisinam vidur aham.
Maharisinam vidur aham.
Viram asmi ekam aksharam.
Griham asmi ekam aksharam.
Yajnanam japayajyosmi.
Yajnanam japayajyosmi.
Stavaranam Himalaya.
Stavaranam Himalaya. So we'll read the translation. Can Nibir Prabhu, can you read the translation of this verse a bit loud?
of the great sages I am
Bhrigu.
Bhrigu of vibration, I am transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names. And of immovable things, I am the Himalaya.
So let's go what Krishna is saying here. So he's saying of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Do anyone of you know who is Bhrigu? Bhrigu is one of the 7 great sages. He's a Maharishi. So he's saying among all the sages, he is the topmost sages. So second he says, of vibration, I am the transcendental Om. So like most of us have who somehow go through scriptures may have heard like the old has been created, this material world has been created from a sound vibration Om, like that. So Krishna is saying of all vibration, it's the first vibration of the material world. So he's saying Krishna is the first vibration of the whole creation. And the third is of the sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name. So this is the point I'm going to discuss more, because it's been 2-3 sessions we are all saying chant, 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 but I feel like you may be why they are pushing us to chant, why they are not introducing Bhagavad Gita, why they are pushing us to chant. We don't know Krishna is saying this or not. So I just want to explain it here. So first I will take a step back. Do you know the 4 pillars of Dharma? What are the 4 pillars of Dharma?
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness, yes. What's the next one?
Kindness.
Kindness, compassion. Anyone knows? Ice Prabhu?
Charity. I think it comes under kindness.
I think it comes in compassion.
Austerity.
Yeah, austerity. What's one more? That we need to have in day-to-day life.
What?
Which Mataji?
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness, yeah. These are the 4 pillars of Dharma. So, what used to happen before is, on Satya Yuga, they used to have all the 4 pillars. All the 4 pillars, so that's why they could do meditation like any types of yoga, like Dhyana Yoga also, like as Ghanshyam Prabhu explained, these days we can't do Dhyana Yoga because it takes a long time to achieve perfection. Like Valmiki Rishi took 60,000 years. We don't even live for 6,000 days. So, so we can't do like that. So before Satya Yoga, they used to do meditation, Dhyana Yoga, everything. They could do everything perfectly. But coming back to the next Yuga, Treta Yuga, the 1 pillar of Dharma, just gone, austerity. So without austerity, they couldn't do meditation properly. So for achieving perfection, in Treta Yuga, with 3 of the pillars, they used to do yajna, sacrifices, fire sacrifices. So, but what happened? The Treta Yuga ends. When Dwapar Yuga comes, the cleanliness gone. We just have the 2 pillars of Dharma gone, austerity and cleanliness. We just have truthfulness and kindness. So what happened is, to do a yajna, to do a sacrifice, everything needs to be cleaned. Everything needs to be perfect. There needs to be a first-class brahmana. All the ingredients need to be pure, ghee, pure, everything. So if we don't have cleanliness, we can't do the sacrifices in a pure way. That's why in Dwapar Yuga, people used to do deity worship with kindness and truthfulness, with kind heart. They go to the deities of the Lord and they worship the deities. But now we are in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, we don't have even kindness. Only thing we have is truthfulness. And so we just have truthfulness. We don't have kindness, we don't have cleanliness, we don't have austerity. So what is it? It is prescribed in scriptures is for us to achieve perfection is to chant the holy name of the Lord. That's why we are every time to new people we assist them to chant the holy names because it is prescribed in the scriptures. Like Mahaprabhu said, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva Nasti, Eva Nasti Eva Gatiranyata. So in this fallen age of Kali, there is no other way than chanting the holy names of the Lord. So this is the reason why we chant the holy names in this Kali Yuga to achieve perfection. So we might have questions. There are a lot of holy names, a lot of mantras we discussed before. So what is the specific mantra we need to chant? Is that any prescribed in the Shastra? So we can find in the purport. Prabhupada has written it clearly. Can someone read the purport of this verse?
Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several suns for the propagation of various kinds of species. Among these suns, Bhrigu is the most powerful sage. Of all the transcendental vibrations, Om, Omkara, represents Krishna. Of all sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended, but in the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. It is the simplest and the purest. Whatever is sublime in the worlds is a representation of Krishna. Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountains in the world, also represent him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in a previous verse, but Meru is sometimes movable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru.
So we can clearly see in the purport, here Prabhupada explains of all the sacrifices, of all the yagas, of all the sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We say it Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's explained in scriptures. So, and Prabhupada here also mentioned it is the simplest and the purest. Prabhupada sometimes say our philosophy is so simple that people miss it. So, in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have 16 words and 32 syllables. But if we deeply see it, like focus on the Mahamantra, it's mainly made of these three names, Hare, Krishna and Rama. So the meaning of Hare, do anyone know the meaning of Hare?
Energy of the Lord.
The energy of the Lord. The meaning of Krishna?
All I got here.
Lord.
Lord himself. Krishna means Lord himself. Hare means energy of the Lord. Krishna means Lord himself. All attractive is also one of the answer for this topic. I keep this on side. So, and the meaning of Rama, Krishna means Lord Krishna. Meaning is Rama. Have anyone heard name Rama? You haven't heard? You haven't heard of Lord Rama? Repeal Ravana. So, these are the meanings, but if we go deep in scriptures, Rama also means, the Rama word comes from word Ramana. Ramana means who makes the whole environment joyful. So, particularly Krishna and Rama describes the Lord, and the Hare describes the energy of the Lord. So, so basically, we combine these three words and make the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And the whole meaning of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is praying to the Lord, praying to the energy of the Lord. O energy of the Lord, please engage me in the service of the Lord, like that. So we could always be serving the Lord and keep engaging our mind, just like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we'll come later, Manmana Bhava Mat Bhakta, Matezi Mat Namaskar. You always keep thinking of me, engage in my devotional service, like that. So you may be thinking, why these three names? Why not other names? Aren't all the names of the Lord? We have different names like Vishnu, Narayan, even in the expansion of Krishna we have different names, we have different other gods, Shiva, Brahma. Isn't the names of the God all same? Because if we go through Upanishad, it says the Supreme is full, whole, and whatever comes from that also have the same full potency. And especially the holy names, it says for Kali Yuga, it has the potency in full. So you may have questions like, why not other names? So answer I have already mentioned before. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalo Nasti Eva Nasti Eva Nasti Eva Kevalam. In Kali Yuga, it's the only way to get out of this material world, be free from this conditioned stage, the Jiva Bhuta, to go to the Brahma Bhuta stage is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And undoubtedly the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so powerful that we can't even imagine. Like, can you expect how powerful is holy name? Okay, let me step back. Can you imagine the most sinful activities you can do? What will be the most sinful activities you can imagine?
Kill someone.
Sorry?
To kill someone.
More than killing someone, killing a Brahman is more sinful activity. So, what Shastra says is, our scriptures, it's mentioned in Brihad Vishnu Purana, Namno hi yavato sakti papa nirharane hare tavat kartum na saknoti patakam pataki naraha. Namno hi yavati sakti papa nirharane hare. The power of holy name is so that it can clear all of our sins. To that extreme, tavat kartum na sakati, that we can't even imagine. That's the power of holy name. So that's why we chant the holy names of the Lord, and if we really want to achieve spiritual perfection, we need to get more and more serious while chanting. There are many offenses we need to guard against. We will discuss more on later session. So till now, if anyone have any questions, you can throw out.
That verse that you just said, where was that from?
Brihad Vishnu Purana. So we have 18 Puranas. So out of that is one thing. So in this context, the word Purana, I heard a lecture. Do you know why we should follow Puranas?
No.
Because it is the oldest theology, oldest philosophy. Purana comes from the word Purano, the oldest. Purana means the oldest. It's the oldest theology, and it's never changing. It's like a fact. Wherever time you go, it's unchangeable. So, do anyone have any more questions?
So I have a question, bro.
Yeah.
So you said like any sin can be removed by chanting the holy name. So if I kill someone and then I started chant, so how that guy will get justice?
Look, any sin can be clear when you slowly, gradually get to the level of perfect self. It's not like you chant, you will do all the offenses to the world, you will disturb the whole world, and at the end of the day you will sit in the chair and chant. It's not like that. While you start chanting, you will not kill anyone. But any sins we done before, it will gradually, slowly be clear slowly, and when we chant, our all karmas get changed. So your sin will be clear, and the other person, of course Krishna will give justice. The how it will clear is, once I heard, like, if you have killed someone in your past life, leave it for this life. What is the law of nature is, that person will kill you the next life. But if you take of Krishna consciousness, sometimes you will get bad dreams. Sometimes you feel like I wasn't this lusty person, but after taking Krishna consciousness, I am being more lusty, like that. So what happens? While you start chants, slowly your karma will start to burn, and sometimes you get bad dreams. And how the person gets justice is, that person will come in your dream and kill you in a dream, and you will be like, oh my God, someone killed me, and you wake up. It will Krishna settle like that, and the other person also gets justice.
Can I also add something on this? So about justice, Krishna doesn't do injustice to anyone, any of it. If we get murdered, we need to think it's because of our past karma, because everything comes by sanction of the Krishna. Something happening, it's part of his plan. So it might sound bad, like, harsh, but it's a fact. Like, because it's coming from him because of our own karma. Because he doesn't give anything which we don't deserve. Because he is the Supreme Lord and he knows everything, about our past life. And that person might have killed somebody else. That's why he got murdered.
Like, I know it.
Like, yeah. So you are just being aware, yeah.
And also main point which everyone is missing is, if you go to the temple, read the 10 offenses. One of the offenses to commit sinful activities on the strength of the...
Hey, don't be scared now.
So you should, if you think that you can do sinful activities and then chant Hare Krishna, you have to do offenseless chanting. So you read the 10 offenses.
It's just like,
you have to make sure that you're not doing...
What do you think? A newborn baby will start to run just after taking birth?
No.
So slowly he will grow. He can't even move by his own will. He will just like this. He can't, from here he can't go to there. But slowly he grow up. He start to walk with 4 hands. Then he start to walk with 2 hands. So chanting is just like Krishna consciousness is just like a gradual process. You will get your karma back. You will like, but in a subtle level. So yeah. So before going forward, I want to ask you all, how many of you have been chanting regularly, or like some days a week? You can.
So I have another question. So,
Okay, you can.
So last few days, I said I started chanting like for 1 month. So last few days I missed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I am doing like, I'm listening to kirtans and all that. Like my time is spending, but with another purpose, which is also like bhakti. So how to divert this into chanting?
We'll come back. We'll come to that point a little bit later also. So it is mentioned both are adhering to the holy names. You are engaging in the holy names, but first you need to know the difference between japa and kirtan. Kirtan you do with at least 3-4 people. Many people do. Even if you are alone, there will be many people in the audios that will be. But japa is a personal time with the Lord. So if you have a girlfriend, suppose, and
I don't
what?
know.
So
In future.
okay.
When you
Okay. So okay, name any relation you love the most.
My parents.
Parents. Okay. So with your parents, you would like to spend time with the whole village, or just with parents?
Yeah, personally.
Personal time. So that's japa. So we need to be mindful on this. I'm not saying you to chant 24/7. It's as I mentioned before, it's a gradual process. I start with half round, and then next week I do 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, 4 round, like that. And in the middle, like you, I missed for a few weeks, few days, and I am enjoying. It's like it's been 20, 25 years. Everyone is in between this range, right? So we have been doing many other things. So it's hard in the beginning to manage, but the days will come. You can ask the Matajis or Ayush Prabhu. They can't live without chanting. Like if they miss chanting, at least few rounds they need to do. Like if they miss chanting, they will feel like something empty in their day. That's the relation is gradually developed. There are a few examples I was thinking to give it later. I think Prabhu will take out all right now. So I will explain how to develop relation later, just after this. So what was my question? How many of you have started chanting the holy names at least few days a week? Sometimes. Have you ever chanted? So if you come to temple, I just keep this in the middle. I don't know if it's out of topic. So if you come to temple, if you meet devotees, you will see everyone with their chanting beads, most of the time chanting the holy name, and they see every new people, they ask them to chant. If you see senior monks, they are chanting. If you even see sannyasi, they are chanting. Do you have any doubts? Like, is it like spiritual path just of chanting the whole life? Is there any difference on those chanting? Do any of you have question on this related to this thing? Do you think is it the same that the new people chant, or people who is gradually chanting for a long time, or senior monks or sannyasi chanting? Seems the same, right? Everyone is holding the beads on the hand and chanting.
The relationship is more deeper.
Relationship is more deeper. Anyone else?
Attention is much better.
Attention is much better.
And like in the first study, you don't have any taste, but like later on, like you got more taste.
The taste will come on taste later.
Offenses are less.
Offenses are less. And one more thing, we learn more about the holy names. We realize more on the holy names.
Adding to your point that if a child is not ABC, he's just memorizing this because someone told him to. So just he did not realize what that is, but when you know the formulas and everything, you have more realization and you know how to do it and the concepts and everything.
He was I didn't, the question is coming. I was thinking, what will you answer? What will you answer? So yeah. So I will come back to the question. So everyone have somehow started chanting a little. So how many of you have feel difficulties while chanting, sitting and chanting, one place, like mind is disturbed, like that? Most every time. Prabhu, you don't feel disturbed? Yes?
No.
Krishna Prabhu is full of it.
Sadhu.
Prabhu,
No.
leave your beats.
I just kept.
Take out. You chanting, I just add this up, saying in chanting in the middle of the class, You do 2 offense at the same time.
I just put like
Just leave it big bag on the side. You do 2 offense on the same time. You do offense to the speaker. I don't take offense anyway. The next offense is you do offense to the holy name. And if you do offense to the holy name, it will be more harder. It's like holy name is clearing all your sins, and you are doing offense to the holy name. So that's not fair, right? Like our parents are giving all the facilities, and when we are grown up, are settled, kick out our parents like that. So yeah, we all feel difficulties while chanting. Once Prabhupada was saying to his disciples, chant, 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 and so disciples are replying, can't. So every one of us feel distraction in the beginning phase, but slowly when we keep chanting regularly, we develop a taste. Like she mentioned, Priti Mataji mentioned before, we develop a taste on the holy name, and slowly we feel like without the holy name, there is something empty in our life. There is something missing in our day. And so, how do you develop a taste on the holy name? Any of you have any answers?
We need to be attentive while chanting.
Attentive while chanting.
Be careful of the offense. Not
Same answer. Give something new.
Choose the right time and right place.
Choose the right time and right place. Yeah. While chanting, we should have the right time. That is the time in the morning. Because morning times are in the mood of goodness. And when we guard ourselves with the holy names, our day will go on like that. And okay, let me take a step back. While studying, I don't know if it's we do have coaching classes. Have anyone attended coaching classes in schools? Yeah. We do have morning coachings and evening coachings, right? Anyway, we don't like to study. The question is for who likes to study. So, what do you think? Like, while studying, you feel more concentrated in the morning time to the studies or in the evening? In the morning time, of course. Because in the evening, what happens? The whole day we talk nonsense, we see nonsense, we hear nonsense, and those all nonsense will be keeping circulating in our mind every time contemplating, and we just neglecting the studies. We just talk with our friends sitting in the back benches. I used to do that. I used to keep 4 friends on the front. That's it. So I forgot where I was.
Right time.
So right time and right place. So right time is in the morning, because it's not like you, in the context of the classes, it's not like you wake up and go in sleepy. It's also the night time and right place, because you will be still in the mood of ignorance. But when you wake up and take a shower, we purify our body, mind, soul, everything, and we will feel fresh. How many of you feel fresh when you take shower in the early morning? Don't say I don't like to take shower in the morning. Especially in winters, we feel a bit hard. But when we take shower, especially I take cold showers, I feel really fresh. So when we take shower and we feel really fresh, so at that time our consciousness will be in the mood of goodness. And slowly we go to the day-to-day lives. After 9, 10, we go to work or college, whatever, and we come activeness, mode of passion. And slowly things goes on, evening, and comes together. So time is very important. Place, it is said, if we chant in temple, we get 1,000 times benefits, but it's not practical, especially in Australia, that we can come to the temple every day. So you can keep a photo of deities and chant in front of the deities, so like your mind will not be distracted. So anything else on how we develop taste on the holy names? Apicha Mataji.
Reading about the glories of holy name.
Reading the glories of the holy name.
Like chanting in a group.
Chanting in a group. Yeah, that helps because hearing also helps, and especially while we are in the group of devotees, we don't get much distracted to material things. Sometimes we get distracted, Prabhu, your dhoti. Prabhu, sometimes we put our fingers like that, one Prabhu will come and, Prabhu, your finger, put straight and shoot the arrows like that, shoot the bullets. So, I got all the answers, but I'm not getting the answer what I'm searching for. So, the basic thing we need to, in our chanting, to get taste, is having faith on the holy names. So we should have faith. Whatever the authorities have said, when we have faith, we slowly develop taste. And chanting is, like I mentioned, it's not just random thing, it's of developing a relationship with the God. So more we develop our relationship with the God, more we feel the taste on the holy names. So I think I will take 10-15 minutes more to. What's the time?
6:40.
Yeah, I will finish by 50. March program. Sorry if I go over time. It's the dialogue of ISKCON.
You're welcome.
So few things how to taste and faith. So first one, to make, anyone can guess? To make commitment. to make commitment. Sorry if my spelling is wrong. To the holy name. So, to develop a relationship with God, we need to make a commitment to the holy name. I gave you an example. I think I mentioned before, probably make it out from my mouth. So, today, like a boy and girl met in some college or school, college or workplace something, and they start to meet more and more, and they start to date. Okay, and then what do you think? If one of them, either boy or girl, if one of them doesn't give time to the other person, can we develop a relation between them?
No.
No. So that is what I want to say here. We should make commitment to holy name. We should commit that to the Lord, that at least a certain time of the day and certain energy of my body I will spend on chanting the holy names. I will spend some time with the holy name. And the next thing is not just time, quality also matters. Quality of time. Okay, suppose both are giving time to each other, but the quality of time, like they are in a coffee shop drinking coffee, and one of them is like talking with the friends all the time when he or she is with the next partner. So will they be able to develop a relation?
No.
Let the online also hear your voice.
No.
No. So the same thing comes to the holy name. Quality time means how attentive we are chanting. I think I spoke mentioned before. to develop taste, we need to be attentive. How present we are while chanting the holy names. Like we are chanting, and on the side we are scrolling the phone. Prabhupada didn't. If Prabhupada have known, when I see some devotees, I feel like if Prabhupada have known that people in future will scroll the phones with this finger, you would have put other the next bag in here. So it's like that. If we are chanting and we are not focused on our chanting, chanting the holy names doesn't mean just chanting verbally. It means chanting and hearing. Once a disciple asked to his spiritual master that how far we are from the spiritual world, and the spiritual master replied like this: just this far. We chant from here and we hear here. So we are just this far. We need to chant, pronounce the each and every syllable properly and hear it properly. Some devotees I see, some devotees doesn't even do the lip sync. So Prabhupada had clearly mentioned we need to hear the chanting of Hare Krishna properly. So not just time, the quality of time, how we spend with the holy name, we need to be conscious how observed we are with the knowledge of the holy name. So, and the third point is the most important, to give our heart to the holy name. I'll continue the same example. Suppose they both are giving time to each other. When they are together, they are having good quality of time. They are spending good quality of time. But deep in their heart, they don't feel anything of the other person, or they are thinking of something else. Will that be a good relation?
No.
Of course not. So it's the same thing here. Like to develop relationship with the God, also we need to give our heart. We shouldn't like chanting and thinking, when will I finish these rounds? Keshav Maharaj, Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj is here in Sydney, and we went to City Walk and we discussed a little on chanting, and one Mataji asks, she's not here. One Mataji asks, I have heard that a pure yogi doesn't count the rounds, and what he replies, the pure yogi doesn't count to finish the round, but what we do is, suppose we are doing 8 rounds, we finish first round, we already start thinking like 7 rounds left. We finish the second round, 6 rounds left, like that. We count the round to finish, and within our heart, while chanting, we will be thinking, oh Krishna, I don't have this, I don't have that. Please provide me this. A lot of desires and lust within us. So we will come to the points, this level slowly. So first we need to make commitment to the holy name. So when we, without giving time and energy, we can't have a quality time. So you give your time and energy, slowly you will feel the relation more and more. You will slowly find the quality time, and slowly you will learn how to give your heart to the holy name, and you will develop taste in the holy names and advance in spiritual life. So, till here, anyone have any questions?
No.
No questions?
Can you expand a bit on giving your heart, because I think it's kind of similar to quality. How is it different from quality? You're saying that, for that girlfriend-boyfriend example you gave, they said that they should not be thinking of each other.
But doesn't that fall in quality? Not
Okay.
how is it in us?
So, I'll just give an example. When you are watching movies, have you ever experienced, I think Man has mentioned that this afternoon also. Have you ever experienced, like, the video is out of sync, like, video is going one way and the audio is going one way. So how it feel like?
Bad.
It's the bad quality, right? Yeah? But if you're watching the movie, that comes on quality, out of sync. With that, the movie is on the sync, everything. But you are not focusing on the movie, so what will you know the story of the movie? No. What will you learn anything of the movie? Like movies, at least give some few
Lessons.
sorry?
Lesson.
A few lessons for material things. So even if the quality of the picture is same, but if you are not watching to the movie with your heart, you will learn nothing. So that's the difference.
So when we put it in japa, how does it fall in place? And giving a heart in japa is what in that?
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to share one example, like when there is a fight between husband and wife, what they do is they shout. Because it's mentioned that because they have to shout, because their heart, they are in the same room, but their hearts are so away apart from each other that they have to shout so that other person can. Yeah, so you can be in the same room, you can be talking, but you're deep inside your heart, you're not fully thinking that, okay, like, you're not having that connection with that person. So that, I think that's quality. You're giving time, but deep in your heart, you're not really feeling that, okay, this is
You don't have
the connection.
much love, much emotion with the holy names. So any other questions? You want me to ask questions? I think I want to ask. So we'll finish here. So from next week we'll read from Bhagavad Gita verses and discuss more deep on the verses what Krishna is saying. So I request everyone to bring your Gita from next week if you have. If not, you can get it here. Krishna Das Prabhu will help you. So that's all.
Beads.
Yeah, we were waiting for his answer, right? Already? No, his answer is answered already.
Yeah, I got them.
You got the answer. If you, Saurabh Prabhu, if you have any questions?
No problem.
He's self-realized person. So, thank you for coming to the class and hearing attentively to the classes. I will end here. Please help yourself. Have prasadam. We'll end here. Hare Krishna.